Hello, good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. All right, good people, breaking news. The Supreme Court is about to decide America's pandemic future. One of my subscribers asked me to do a story on this. They emailed me and asked me, could I give my take on it? I said, okay, no problem. Because I'm sure this is on a lot of people's minds regarding this decision. So let's get to this story, and I'll give my 2 cents on it. The fate of the coronavirus pandemic in America and the prospect of a return to something resembling normal life are on the line. So yes, it is. You know, they met this past Friday. It's when the United States Supreme Court heard the challenges to President Biden's 2 signature vaccine mandates. Now, good people, this is a proceeding that may prove the most consequential day for American public health in a century. And the potential for fresh pandemic disaster is real and worse than you think. So people say. And along the way, the Supreme Court, yes, even this conservative Supreme Court has upheld vaccine mandates, including those without religious exemptions. Now, in the past, those recent cases have applied only to cities and states, not the federal government. Now, a deeply conservative majority has the power to render Biden's coronavirus strategy, past, present, and future, largely toothless. They got the power to shut it down and effectively, according to the experts, good people, or the opinionated, cause tens of thousands of preventable deaths, according to the experts. So they say. Now, the Supreme Court heard 2 companion cases Friday. The vaccine or test mandate for large businesses imposed by Biden's Occupational and Health Administration, aka OSHA, and a separate Center for Medicare and Medicated Services, aka CMS. Now, these vaccine mandates for workers are at health facilities, so you know. Now, Americans, of course, can be exposed to the coronavirus anywhere, especially when a super contagious new variant continues to spread. But let's face it, good people, not all of us spend 8 hours, 5 days a week or more indoors with a crowd of strangers. Now, that does pose a major workplace risk. It does. But now, the justices themselves believe these cases are of enormous consequence. It is exceedingly rare for the Supreme Court to hear cases on an emergency basis. The court will decide the cases with incredible speed, likely within days or weeks. And the hearings couldn't come at a more urgent moment, potentially at the peak of an Omicron surge that is widely expected to test hospitals and medical workers already stretched to their limits. Now, good people, the justices live in our society and would rightly be castigated for bearing these vital measures to save lives. Ideally, the justices would uphold both rules, but given the court has already ruled against federal powers to halt evictions and ruled against, for example, California's limits on at-home gatherings, it is far from clear that they will. Now, good people, this is what I agree with. And I'll talk about this a little later also. One way this may play out is for the court to split the decision, to uphold the requirement for healthcare workers and strike down the one for businesses. That one I do agree with, good people. But that would be disastrous for sleepy Joe Biden's strategy to boost vaccination rates. Because OSHA's large business mandate, more than anything else he has done since becoming president, has the potential to nudge millions of Americans to get the jab. Or not. But now, good people, it is tempting to conclude that Friday's hearings are just legal technicalities. But I'm afraid to say, I don't think they are. Now, their vote could change the course of the future. And every American should be deeply concerned if they can't look to the federal government to safeguard their health, safety, and security. So they say. I will bet my money on state government. Now, good people, let me give you a little bit of a backstory. There is a difference between state and federal power. States have more power in this area. They have the general power to govern, to protect the health, safety, and welfare of their people in their state, so long as they do not violate their own constitutions, federal law, or the federal constitution. They have the power to reasonably impose vaccinations or not. This is known as the police power in constitutional law. The federal government, by contrast, in domestic matters, has only delegated power given to Congress in the Constitution. The cases for this past Friday hearing dealt with federal power, not state power. Therefore, the power had to be based in some part of the Constitution. The preliminary question is whether the agencies involved, OSHA and CMS, acted within the boundaries that the Congress gave them. So, this is where we are. Now, my thoughts, good people. I believe the court will decide 50-50. Just my thought. I mean 50% for mandating the vaccine for healthcare workers while letting the other 50% decide on how to best proceed or handle the requirements, such as public and private sectors would either be left up to the employer or no mandate enforced. Just my professional opinion, good people. Well, we will see just what the ruling will be. Please feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educated, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.